As you can see, we're planning to do like a 5-minute story about like some real experiences, and we're going to do it in day-to-day life. So it's going to start with like the first day of college or something, like after leaving secondary school. So you've all read it. So first of all, we'd like to know what you like about the idea. So.
Is this a real idea, as in has this happened to either of you previously, or is it made up on sort of...
It's based on real experiences, so...
Have you... Is this more like a secondary research sort of thing, where you... I don't know, I guess you read a story, then it sort of comes back and you base it off of that, I guess?
No, it's like made it up from... Yeah, we just made it up. So, do you think this is a good way to, like, sort of like promote that there is help available for people struggling with mental illness and everything?
In the short film, do you actually say in it like the actual support you can get, like the awareness,
like,
phone numbers and stuff?
Have the character having help, and then at the end we're going to like have a screen where it has the contact.
So it's not just made up like fictional helplines and stuff?
No, it's not made up fictional helplines. So, yeah, does anyone have anything to say about the, like, if it's a good idea, like the, using...
How many areas of mental illnesses will we be going into?
Yeah, because I see anxiety, I just don't... I saw anxiety, I can't remember if there was
I think we're basing it more on anxiety, because that's a lot, like, it's most common in younger people.
It plagues everyone to this day.
Panic attacks and stuff like that?
Yeah, sort of like that.
Or maybe it's okay.
I'd say
What did I...
I'd say the only problem I've noticed is if you've got those sort of problems, you'd already know where to go. So it's one of those things where if you have like any mental orders or something like that, you already know, because it's common knowledge now. You've got all these helplines that are readily available. They're literally just a phone call away.
It's like an awareness for other people.
Yeah, some people that, you know, they don't... It's like me personally, you don't like to admit things to yourself. Sometimes it takes having that sort of like push and seeing something to think, okay, maybe I do need to see someone about this.
This narration in it, is it first person or third person narration?
I think it's first person.
So it's the actual character talking
it's
about...
the character talking about her story, so it's going to be like the character talking a year on, sort of like reflecting on what happened.
Well, that's something I like about it then, that it's actually from the person's perspective, not just a narrator who's talking about how they feel.
Yeah,
You
it's
become
going
more invested in the character then, aren't you? You're seeing it from there.
Right,
How do you expect to develop a character within 5 minutes so you get emotionally attached to them, so that you can actually build a rapport with them, so that you actually feel like when something happens that
you show sympathy?
Yeah. How are you going to do that within the 5-minute time span?
well, we're showing that she's got like there's half of her who sort of wants to like get help, and half of her who doesn't really want to talk about it because she doesn't want to admit to herself that she might need help. So basically, we're going to show it through like there's an alternative half. Like on the first day, she goes to go to college, and half like the alternative half continues walking past the college entrance, and she goes like straight in to like her group of friends, because we wanted to show that like people can still fit in even if they struggle with a mental illness.
Suggestion. You were saying about how it is a sort of like the two versions of the one person.
Yeah.
One who knows that they need help and so are trying to get it. The other one who doesn't want it but knows that they need it, so they're trying to avoid it. Scene that you could do. Imagine a whole sort of like scenario where it happens and it needs to be brought out, but the other personality doesn't want to. So back out from the whole scene, go into like a black area where you can only see the person, and have it so it splits between this person talking and then talking back to themselves, but as a different entity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. We can take that on
Suggestion.
board.
So stand sort of saying like standing in a bathroom, talking to the mirror, and the mirror talks back to you.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah.
Will you be using green screen?
We're not too sure on that yet because we want most of them to like be like based around the college because that's where the main like.
With the two versions of the person, one thing that I was thinking, are they going to be like appearing differently? Is there going to be different clothes representing the person?
Yeah, I think we're gonna like try and show that they're because like if you had them in the same clothes, you wouldn't really know what's going on.
No,
if
it'd
like
be-
you're walking into a gate and then suddenly you're walking off. So we'll have something to show that they're
Like
different.
using different colours as representation for the
Yeah.
person.
So what we were sort of struggling on is like a name for the whole idea. So the question on the back, we sort of came up with the name Interlinked because it's like the paths of both halves of there sort of like clashing and going separate ways. But what do you think also we could name it, or what do you think about the name?
I mean, just a simple name like Mentality could work.
Okay.
So the only problem with
I do like the interlink thing because, like you said, there's two things linked. But the thing is, the person almost feels like two.
Yeah.
So kind of like interlinking, you've got one entity but two different sides. It's a clever play on words, to be fair.
the only problem with personally the name Interlinked is I've seen it used before in a sci-fi film, and it's sort of got that sci-fi-esque style to it because it seems as if it's sort of very space age. You'd probably be better going for something related to the actual mental disorder or something related around that.
Does anyone have any suggestions for it?
One thing. I don't know if this is what he said, but when you say link would be two things that are the same. These two people, do they have the same mentally, or it's the same kind of story?
Yeah, they have the same. They're exactly the same story.
They're the
and-
same person.
Oh, it's the
So
same.
it's the same person.
I thought
Yeah.
it was two people.
No, it's the same person, just one of them knows that they need help and so are trying to get it, but the other one knows that they need help but are trying to avoid it.
With Interlinked, as Connor said, it would give the effect that it's two different people. You're probably best going for something like the chosen path. So then it shows that they chose the right path, and it shows what choosing the wrong path can do, or something along those
like
lines.
just anxiety or something. Like
Yeah, just saying.
Something to make it.
yeah.
Okay. Has anyone got anything else to add?
Or you can go with like split decision.
That's a good one too. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for taking part in the episode.